Hey guys, of course I went to go live and I clicked the button and my phone said, oh, do you want to install an update now? And I went to go push no later and hit no now. So my phone was updating. So we are going to just have some fun here. I'm not really sure what's going to happen here, but we are going to make something with the Favor Box Thin Cut. I think that sometimes some of the larger thin cuts get, or period, all the thin cuts get disregarded in the idea book because there's a Cricut and there's faster ways to do it. But so I thought I would just, over the course of the next week or so, maybe highlight some projects that use some of the thin cuts that maybe you have overlooked before. And with Christmas coming, this might be a really good time to add it to your wish list maybe. So before I started, I created a whole pile of cuts here. And I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I kind of have an idea in mind, but we'll see if it actually turns out. So this has been a weird week for me because both my kids seem to have had no school this week. So everybody's been at home with me off and on all week. So I haven't been in my normal flow of getting things done. So let's get back. So we'll see what happens here. So far, I have cut out the Favor box with the craft cardstock. I love craft cardstock. I love craft for Christmas. It just reminds me of like an old-fashioned Christmas. Not that I don't also like the bright colors or the traditional colors, but there's just something about the craft that I love. So all I'm doing is I'm kind of folding all the score lines. And when you run it through your die cutting machine, whichever one you have and whichever one you use, it makes all the score marks for you already. So all you have to do is fold along them. And, okay, so my idea is I pulled out the Falling Flakes stamp set. So it's a little A-size stamp, but it's got super cute little snowflakes on it. So I'm going to, I pulled out a few stamp sets. We'll see what happens here. So on my craft cardstock, I've pulled out toffee ink, and I'm going to stamp one of the snowflakes on the box just for a little bit of a decoration. Maybe we'll do a few. So first I'm going to grab the bigger, this one I think is too big. I don't want that one. So I'm going to set that one aside. I picked this medium-sized stamp, and I have toffee ink. And I'm just going to randomly stamp my box here. So these are the little flaps that get folded in. Now that I've folded it though, it's popping up the other way. Okay, there we go. So you can stamp on there too because you're going to see it on the top of the present. So I have grabbed, you guys should smell my office at the moment. We went on a little adventure to see what we could find to fit into these little boxes. There's lots of stuff. So they'd be good for any sort of little treat or a small gift like a pair of earrings. But I have grabbed chocolate because that I know will go at the end after in my house. So I've just stamped a few of those. Now I really like this other one, so I'm just going to stamp it in a few spots. to kind of fill in the space. Yeah, so my whole office smells like peppermints at the moment. Which, who wouldn't want an office that smells like peppermint? Except for, it was funny because we were at the store and I forget what there was another kind of treat we were going to bring home, and I said to my daughter, no, we can't bring those home because your brother likes them too much, and then they'll be gone. So I actually think that's enough. I'm going to stop stamping. So I'm just going to close, I'm going to leave that open for a second. I'm just going to move this out of the way. I am just going to distress the edges just to give it a little bit more of a vintagey look to it. Like it's been sitting around for a while. So the toffee on the craft cardstock just sticks, in real life, it's enough of a color difference that you can see it on the craft. So it just makes it a nice little accent. But if you were mass producing these, you definitely would not have to do this step. You could put jewelry in here, like a small pair of earrings or a bracelet. All sorts of things. So it doesn't feel very Christmassy out there for us today. It is actually warmed up quite nicely. I don't think it's supposed to last. Of course, this weekend, it's going to turn not very nice. Hi, Michelle. Okay, so I think that's good enough. So I'm just going to set my ink aside and my stamp set aside. Oh, I might use it for some tags yet still. So the interesting thing about this thin cut is there's 2 slots in the bottom, and that's where you thread your ribbon to tie up the container at the top. So I've pulled out the white and gold ribbon and I've cut a piece of that. And then I've pulled out also the burlap ribbon. And I'm notorious for cutting this up. And so everybody always asks me what I've done. So I just thought I would show you on a piece. So I'll cut a piece that's about the same as the white and gold ribbon that I have there. Okay, and set that aside. So I really like the twine, like the raw twine look, as you could tell, because of also the craft cardstock. So all I'm going to do is, I want a substantial amount of it, not a single strand. So there's actually 6 strands together, sewn together, and there's just like a polyester thread that is sewn back and forth, and you can just cut up it. And it eventually just falls apart. But that's all I'm doing, is I am literally just cutting up the ribbon. You can cut it down to single strands or double strands or in half, whatever you prefer. You can pull it apart, but I find with the polyester invisible thread between them, it makes quite a big mess. So then now I just have 2 strands together to play with. So you can keep going like that. So I'm just going to add this on top of my white ribbon, and I'm just going to thread it into my treat container. So in one side and out the other. See, I thought it was going to be all quiet because everybody's left for a few minutes because they've all been at home with me, and the dog is going crazy upstairs, but that's okay. So I just wanted the two different textures on there just to give it a little bit more interest. So I'm just gonna stack one on top of the other like that. I'll have to fix them again before we tie it up. But we're gonna put some snowflakes on there. So all I'm gonna do is add adhesive to all the tabs. So just remember you're adding adhesive to the right side that you want showing. So because I've stamped this side, I'm adding my adhesive actually on this side. And now I'm just going to fold my tabs in and line them up and adhere them. My string is down below. You might, if you're putting something super heavy in here, want a stronger adhesive, but for the ease of filming, I'm just using my Tombow. So it's pretty easy to line up like so. So like I said, I just took a whole pile of scraps and I've just run them through my die cutting machine, and I have a whole pile here, and we're just going to stack some stuff up. So I'm just going to use my bone folder and burnish the edges so that the box stays together. So it'll just help the adhesive stick to the cardstock because the craft is a little bit rough. You probably want, okay, so we grabbed some little peppermint crunches, and I think when I measured, you can get 4 in here. Oh no, I only grabbed 3. So you could easily fit 3 in there. So that fits. I also grabbed, we have here some peppermint candy cane kisses, and we'll see how many I can fit in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You could probably fit a few more, but that's probably more than enough. But yes, it smells absolutely divine in here. Totally like candy cane. So you fold the 2 flaps down that don't have the holes in them. And now you're just going to take, oh yeah, here comes the dog now to listen to me. Your pieces of ribbon and thread them through the holes. So through the bottom and up through the top. Nothing crazy fancy. And then you do the same thing on the other side. It's hard to try to keep it on. I probably actually could have lowered my camera for this one, because it's set for the right height for the scrapbooking page that I did the other day. And don't worry, I think tomorrow we're going to finish the other side. And I have some more planned for next week. So might even do the other page for the True North bundle on the weekend if I get a chance. Everybody's working on Saturday, so I might be able to do it then. I've decided how I'm going to switch it up. So now Now you just take one set of ribbons and thread it through the top of the other one, and that's how you're going to secure it down, and then we're going to make a pretty tag for the top. So I'm just going to take these sets of ribbons and I'm just going to put it through the other side, just like so. And then it just all folds down onto itself. Oh, I was pulling the wrong. There we go. Like so. So now you can just tie it into a knot or into a bow. So how pretty is that? I think I'm just going to leave it in a knot for right now while we make the tag for the top. So, but this is how it turned out. So I think it's so pretty. There's just a nice little treat inside. You could easily make tons of these. Okay, so like I said, I've just cut up a whole pile of tags from the Fancy Tag die set. And I also have cut from the Winter Flurries snowflakes. I've cut out the glitter paper in white and gold, and I have a pile of silver. So lots of times when I'm creating something too, I'll just cut out a whole pile of stuff and then just start to play with it. So then I also ran the Fancy Tags. Sorry, I'm just grabbing them. There's tons of tags here, so they're all great for like stacking on top of each other and piling up. So I have run them through. So I have candy apple here and some vellum pieces and then more craft. So for the top of this box, I kind of wanted a big tag. I don't think I want a tag that big. But we're going to go with this tag, I think, or this one. I think I'm going to do this one, actually. Okay, and so I still have my ink here, so I'm going to distress all my pieces. So for the craft tag, again, I'm just using the toffee, and I have a few stamp sets beside me, and I'm going to pick a sentiment. So I don't think I'm going to use that one. I'll use that one though. I'm going to stamp on here, I think, and then I'm going to add this like so, and then I think we'll do a vellum layer. Oh, maybe I need something, and I want to add this on here. I want to use this red heart, and maybe I'll throw that one in there. Okay, so I'm just going to use the ink and distress the edges. I don't think I'm going to do the vellum, no. Okay, so I'll set this aside up here. But I'm going to glue the snowflake onto this piece of vellum. Oh, maybe I'll put a white one in the middle there. Okay, but I'm going to glue this on here, I think, so it sticks out a little bit. So I just have my liquid glue. Like I said, you all know what happened to my liquid glue, so I'm just happy to have a new one. So I'm just going to put some glue in a few spots. And I kind of want it offset so it's all sticking out so that the tag's super pretty. So I'm just going to add that like so on the vellum. Okay, and I'm just going to set that aside. So I grabbed a couple of stamp sets, but I think I'm going to use the Just a Little Something. And this stamp set is so cute. It has all sorts of cute, tiny little sayings. And it's going to work great with the pull tab thin cut. But, so, there's a few here. There's one that says Happy Holidays. Tear here, surprise, congrats, celebrate, thank you, hip hip hooray, good times, pull open. So just for you, I think, oh, I know what I wanted to do. Okay, so this little stripe here, I think I'm gonna stamp it onto the first tag. And I'm gonna use Candy Apple, I think. So this has never been used. So I'm just going to put it on my block, and you just want to get the manufacturer coating off the top. So I'm just going to rub it onto my skin. You can, there's lots of different ways to do it too. You can stamp with a super light color onto a scratched piece of paper. Okay. I've made myself quite crowded now, all of a sudden. So, let's just see how this is going to be. Okay. So I thought it kind of looked like candy cane-like. So, I'm just going to add it across the bottom. Hopefully I'm not sticking my head back in there. Okay, I like that. And then I'm going to pick, where did that sentiment go? Oh, there it is. Of course, I didn't pay attention before but it's there, it's all good. So this says, just for you. And I'm gonna add that just, I think at the top there. And again, oh, I'm maybe gonna do espresso just so it's a little bit darker. Hey guys. So I'm just making a little treat container this afternoon. I used the Faber thin cut. And now I'm just making a tag for on the top. So that is super cute. And maybe we'll add a snowflake or two just to make it match our box here. Oh, I just used the toffee on the box. So I have my pile of stuff going there. See, I thought it was all quiet. Now everybody's coming home too. Oh well, that's okay. As long as the dog doesn't start barking, we're all good. No, I think I'm going to stop there. And I'm trying to decide if I will put Happy Holidays on here. I think I'm just going to leave it. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it. And now I'm just going to, oh yeah, the dog is now playing ball upstairs. That's good. Okay. So now what I have envisioned is, move that out of my way. Okay, so I'm going to leave this at the bottom. And then I want this somewhere higher up. And I have this snowflake. I might add just here. And then this one. And I love mixing up all the different textures of the different papers. I'm trying to decide. I think I thought I would put the white one in there, but I don't think I'm going to. So there, I think I like that better. There we go. That's how they're going to be, guys. That's how they're going to be. So I'm just trying to decide. Nope, I think I'm going to stick with the other twine. And I'm not going to use, I'm just going to use the twine on this. And I'm just going to leave the snowflake, the back big snowflake, like it's got a hole in it. Just like that. And then I'm going to attach the big tag on the back. I'm just going to tie these all together loosely first, I think. And then, like, that's so pretty. So, let's see. You could add more layers or less layers, depending. I just thought that just made it look a little bit more special. So I'm just going to leave it loose so that all the pieces will move around. Like so. Oh, okay, now I'm trying to tie it and not pull it out of the camera area. So it's like way far away from me, but here we go. There we go. I think this will work. So there's lots of space there. And then you can see all the different textures of all the different pieces. Okay. Okay, and I think I'm just going to I want to tie this into this knot, I think. So I'm just going to tie this on here. Like so. And then I'll trim everything off so you're not going to see everything after. And now, I'll do that right now. Because we don't need all this extra that I have. So like I said, lots of times I like to just sit with a big pile of stuff and play around with it until something happens. So that's how this obviously happened. So now we're just going to tie the box shut. And I'm just going to tie a little bow on here. Everybody does a bow differently, and probably every single time I tie it differently. But there we go. I'm just going to pull apart those little pieces of burlap. I'm just going to trim my edges. So how cute is that? And it hardly took any time at all. And there's really not much in there, but how pretty would that be to just take to somebody as a thank you for dinner or whatever. So that's what I got for you guys today. So I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Super cute. Thanks guys. Talk to you later. Bye bye.